Have you ever noticed something quietly frustrating like this? You wake up in the morning, your belly already feels bloated. Your face looks a bit puffy. Your body feels tired even though you didn't overeat the night before. And almost immediately, your mind starts blaming you. I must be doing something wrong again. But pause for a moment. Before you blame yourself, your food choices, your age, or your genetics, stop for a few seconds. Because it's very possible that your body isn't working against you at all. It's simply responding exactly the way biology designed it to. Here's the hook I want you to hold on to tightly. Belly fat doesn't listen to willpower. It listens to signals of safety. And the uncomfortable part is this. Those signals are decided very early, right after you open your eyes in the morning. Most people think fat loss is about lunch, dinner, gym sessions, or daily step counts. From a biological perspective, that's only the surface. At a deeper level, every morning your body has to answer a very primitive question. Is today safe? If the answer is no, it does one thing very efficiently. It holds on to energy. And the safest place to store that energy is around your internal organs. You're not lazy. You're not weak. You're simply living in a rhythm that teaches your body. The world is stressful, unpredictable, and not worth risking resources for. Think back to a typical morning, waking up already dehydrated, reaching for your phone immediately, blue light hitting your brain, your heart rate creeping up, coffee coming in early, a false sense of alertness. Then by midday, your energy crashes, sugar cravings appear, and you wonder why control feels impossible. From a biological point of view, your body isn't sabotaging you. It's just concluding, there are too many danger signals already. And when the body feels threatened, it doesn't burn fat. It locks it down. Here's a practical truth that few people say out loud. The harder you try to lose fat while stressed, the harder your body tries to keep it like protective armor. That's why so many people eat clean, train hard, and still struggle with stubborn belly fat. Not because they aren't doing enough, but because they're sending the wrong message. Your body doesn't need punishment to let go of fat. It needs reassurance. When biology senses stability, steady rhythm, correct timing of light, natural energy fluctuations, something interesting happens. The body begins to allow access to deeper energy stores instead of guarding them. This is usually the moment people watching videos like this push back and think, that sounds nice. But is it realistic? The answer is very realistic. Because you don't need more discipline, more motivation, or to become a different person. You only need to adjust how your day begins so your body understands. Things are under control. When that happens, asterisk, cravings quietly decrease. Asterisk, energy becomes more stable. Asterisk, and belly fat stops feeling like something you need to fight. It becomes a side effect of a system that's finally aligned. I want you to pause the video for a moment and ask yourself honestly, does your morning tell your body it's safe or under attack? Leave a comment below with something simple. My morning usually starts with coffee, your phone, rushing, not for judgment, just to begin seeing your body through a different lens. If you're exhausted from blaming yourself, from plans that sound logical but never last, stay with this channel. Here, we don't talk about iron willpower. We talk about the real biology behind everyday behavior. Your body isn't broken. It's doing exactly what it was programmed to do. And the good news is that programming can change starting with how you open your eyes each morning. Now, let's go one layer deeper, the layer most fat loss videos never dare to touch. Your body doesn't make decisions based on the logic of eat less, move more. Your body makes decisions based on survival priority. In biology, there's a cold, unromantic rule. A body that feels threatened will never agree to burn its life-saving reserves. Visceral fat isn't bad fat in a moral sense. It's an emergency battery, stored closest to your most vital organs. When the nervous system senses prolonged stress, the brain doesn't care about aesthetics. It doesn't care about a flat stomach. It asks only one question. What if tomorrow is worse? And so the body chooses the safest option. Hold on. This is directly tied to the brain at adrenal sympathetic nervous system axis. Every morning, right after you wake up, this system is extremely sensitive. Think of it like a control panel waiting for input. The light your eyes receive, whether your heart rate rises or settles, how much water and minerals you take in, how fast you move, how much information floods your brain. All of these signals combine into one message: safe or unsafe. When the message is unsafe, the body responds in three very consistent ways. Asterisk. It raises stress hormones to stay alert. Asterisk. It restricts access to stored fat. Asterisk. It increases the drive for fast energy, sugar, refined carbs. That's why so many people tell me, I don't eat much, but by the afternoon, the cravings are intense. That's not a lack of control. It's a biological reflex caused by a nervous system that was misactivated early in the day. Here's another critical insight you need to understand. The body does not distinguish between psychological stress and survival stress. Work deadlines, messages, emails, social comparison to the primitive brain, they all register as threats. And each perceived threat pushes the defensive system up another notch. When those notches stack up every morning, day after day, the body learns one clear rule: don't take risks, and belly fat becomes the price you pay. What's interesting is this: when you stop sending threat signals, the body changes faster than you expect. Not overnight, but fast enough to notice. Asterisk. Hunger becomes less aggressive. Asterisk. Energy stabilizes. Asterisk. And the belly begins to soften before the scale even moves. That's because the body has shifted from defense mode to utilization mode. There's something important I want you to understand, so you don't deceive yourself. This isn't a miracle. This is basic biology, put back in the correct order. You don't need harder workouts in the morning when your system is already tense. You don't need more caffeine when your nervous system hasn't stabilized. You don't need more determination when what you're missing is biological alignment. Try looking at your belly fat as a signal, not an enemy. It's saying, I don't feel safe enough to let go yet. And the question I want you to carry with you to the end of this video is this: if your body felt safer every morning, what reason would it have to keep holding on? Leave your thoughts in the comments. What do you think in your morning routine keeps your body in a constant state of alert? We're not here to blame ourselves. We're here to understand correctly and then change correctly. Because when biology is respected, fat doesn't need to be defeated. Is not a go vary. It lets go on its own, as a natural consequence of a body that can finally exhale. To keep you here up to this point, I'm guessing there's a strange feeling in your mind right now. This makes sense, but something still feels missing. That missing piece is timing. In physiology, when you do something matters just as much as what you do. Two people can eat the same food, walk the same distance, follow the same routine, and their bodies can respond completely differently simply because of timing. The morning is a unique window. Your nervous system is like a blank sheet of paper just placed on the table. What you write on it during the first few dozen minutes shapes how your body handles energy for the rest of the day. That's why some people eat normally all day and still feel bloated by night, while others don't restrict much at all and their bodies stay lighter. Not because one person has better genes, but because their nervous system was never pulled into alarm mode at the start of the day. Here's a very human insight I want you to really hear. Your body doesn't need you to be perfect. It just needs you to stop scaring it. Fear doesn't always come from big dramatic events. It comes from rushed mornings, from forcing the brain to process too much information before it's fully awake, from the constant feeling of being pushed the moment you open your eyes, When those signals repeat long enough, the body learns one lesson. Every day is a chase. And in a chase, you don't burn reserves, you hold on to them. When you begin to change how your day starts, not through force, but through biological order, you send your body a very different message. We have time, we control the pace. That message calms the central nervous system. When the nervous system calms, stress hormones follow, and only then does the body feel safe enough to open the vault. The interesting part is this. You don't have to believe me right away. You just have to observe yourself. Notice. Asterisk. When mornings feel less rushed, do you still feel intense hunger at lunch? Asterisk. When your brain isn't overstimulated early, do you still crave sugar or caffeine in the afternoon? Asterisk. When energy feels stable, does your body naturally eat less without effort? Biology is honest. It always gives feedback if you're willing to listen. There's something I want to say plainly, something many fat loss videos avoid. Not everyone needs to eat less. Many people need less stress. When stress drops, eating behavior adjusts on its own. When the body believes today isn't a threat, it no longer needs to store for tomorrow. And now, I want you to join this conversation, not just watch it. Leave one simple comment. I usually feel in the morning stressed, rushed, tired, empty. There's no right or wrong, only awareness. If you've ever wondered why you try so hard yet see so little change, the issue may never have been effort. It may be that your body was never given a long enough sense of safety. And when you begin to give it that consistently, patiently, belly fat stops being a battle. It becomes a signal that things are finally moving in the right direction. Stay with this channel. We'll keep talking about how biology actually works in modern life, without hype, without dogma, just understanding well enough to live lighter. And sometimes, living lighter, Dodd, is exactly how the body becomes lighter too. Before this video ends, I want you to hold on to one very small but very real thing, not as a promise of fast fat loss and not as a goal you have to chase. Hold it as a different way of seeing your own body. For a long time, you may have lived with the feeling that you're always doing something wrong. Wrong because your stomach isn't flat. Wrong because your body doesn't respond the way you expect. Wrong because every time you look in the mirror, you feel not good enough. But from a biological perspective, your body has never betrayed you. It has been doing one thing it was designed to do: keep you alive. Belly fat didn't appear to punish you. It appeared because your body has spent too long in a state of alert. Alert to a rushed pace of life, alert to invisible pressure, alert to the feeling that you always have to be faster, better, try harder. In that context, holding on to deep internal reserves isn't failure. It's a very reasonable survival decision. When you understand this, something quiet but powerful begins to change. You stop hating your body. You stop seeing it as an enemy that needs fixing. And in that moment, real change actually starts. Not through force, not through iron discipline, but through cooperation. When your body feels safer each morning, it no longer has a reason to hold on. When the nervous system calms, hormones recalibrate. When hormones stabilize, eating behavior shifts naturally. And fat leaves as a consequence, not as a battle. If you're tired of fighting yourself, remember this: your body doesn't need to be defeated. It needs to be listened to. Stay with this channel if you want a way into health that's gentler, deeper, and more realistic. Here, we don't try to control the body through fear. We try to understand it through science and kindness. If this video helped you see your body differently, with less judgment and more understanding, leave a comment. Just one sentence. It's not just engagement. It's a small milestone in your relationship with yourself. Your body has been trying to protect you all this time. Maybe it's time for you to protect it too, by starting your mornings a little slower,